You love your dog. You show it every day. Belly rubs, treats, long walks, and of course, that classic move we've all done, the head pat. But what if I told you your dog might not actually like it? Yep, that sweet gesture we use to say, "Good boy," or "Good girl," might not feel so sweet to them. In fact, for many dogs, it's uncomfortable, even stressful. Let's break it down. Why it feels wrong for dogs. See, dogs are incredibly sensitive to body language. In the canine world, approaching from above, especially toward the face or head, is considered dominant and direct. It's not how dogs interact when they're being gentle or friendly. So, when we come in with that well-meaning hand, it's not always received the way we think it is. And there's more. Dogs rely on their head for almost everything. It's their sensory command center. So when we reach for it constantly, it can feel overwhelming or uncomfortable for them. Signs your dog doesn't like it. So how do you know if your dog doesn't like head pats? The signs are subtle, but they're there. Watch for ducking or pulling away, pinned back ears, licking their lips, yawning, or even turning their head. These are gentle ways of saying, "Please stop. I'm not comfortable with this." Sadly, many of us miss these cues. Or worse, we assume our four-legged friend is just being dramatic. Head pats from strangers. Sure, your dog might tolerate a head pat from you. After all, they adore you. But when a stranger does it, that's a whole different story. Strangers at the park, friends visiting your house. Most people mean well, but they don't always know better. And that's where you come in. Your pup may feel confused or even threatened, even if they try to hide it. That's why so many dogs lean away, flinch, or freeze when unfamiliar hands reach for their head. In some cases, especially with nervous or reactive dogs, it can escalate into growling or even snapping. So if someone tries to pet your dog on the head, don't be shy. Be your dog's advocate. Politely ask them to scratch the chest or under the chin instead. It's okay to speak up. You know what makes your four-legged friend feel safe, and they trust you to protect them. What your dog actually wants. Well, first things first. Learn to read your dog's signals. A wagging tail doesn't always mean happiness. Look at the whole body. Relaxed posture, loose movements, soft eyes. If your dog leans into your touch or gives you a calm blink, you're doing it right. Want to see your pup melt into pure bliss? Try scratching under the chin. It's gentle, non-threatening, and most dogs love it. Behind the ears? That's the sweet spot. Chest rubs? A doggy dream. And if your dog rolls onto their back and invites you in for a belly rub, congrats, that's major trust. But remember, every dog is different. Some love cuddles, some prefer a bit of space, some enjoy gentle strokes along the back. The key? Pay attention to your furry friend's body language. They're always telling you how they feel, without saying a word. And if you want to learn more about your furry friend, subscribe to Nosy Paws. Now, let's keep going. Don't worry, just level up. If you've been patting your dog's head for years, don't stress. They still adore you. Dogs are incredibly forgiving, especially with the people they trust most. That little tail wag and eager nuzzle, it means your pup knows your heart is in the right place. But now that you know a bit more about how they actually feel, you've got the power to make your affection even more meaningful and way more enjoyable for them. Because when you show love in a way your dog truly enjoys, the bond you share grows even deeper. And that's something worth wagging about. If their reaction changes, get a vet check. If your dog used to tolerate head pats but suddenly pulls away, flinches, or even growls, it might not be about the gesture itself. It could be a red flag. Sudden changes in behavior are often your dog's way of saying, "Something's not right." This is especially true if they start avoiding touch in specific areas, like their head or neck. Dogs can't tell us when something hurts, so their body language becomes the loudest voice in the room. In older dogs, this shift can sometimes point to physical issues like arthritis, ear infections, dental pain, or other underlying medical conditions. Even younger dogs may experience injuries or sensitivities that make head contact uncomfortable. If you notice a change in how your dog reacts to touch, particularly if they've always been okay with it before, trust your instincts and book a visit with your vet. Catching health problems early can make all the difference in helping your pup stay happy, healthy, and comfortable. Can you train your dog to tolerate head pats? Yes, you absolutely can. But it takes time, patience, and the right approach. Some dogs might never love head pats, but with proper training, many can learn to tolerate them, especially in situations where head handling is necessary, like vet visits, grooming, or putting on a harness. The most effective method is a combination of desensitization and counter-conditioning. Desensitization means slowly and gently exposing your dog to the thing they dislike. In this case, your hand moving toward their head, in a way that doesn't overwhelm them. Counter-conditioning pairs that exposure with something positive, like a super tasty treat. Here's how it works. Start by sitting at your dog's level and calmly reaching your hand toward their head without touching. Immediately reward them with a high-value treat. Repeat this until they no longer flinch or look uneasy. Then move on to lightly touching the top of their head, followed again by a reward. If your dog still prefers not to be patted on the head, that's okay too. Respecting their preferences will always strengthen your bond more than any training technique ever could. So what's the big takeaway here? Respect your dog's space, tune in to their signals, and show affection in ways that actually feel good to them. They're not just pets, they're companions, friends, and family. And just like with any relationship, the best connections come from understanding. And here's the beautiful part. When you respect your dog's boundaries, they trust you even more. That trust becomes the foundation for a relationship that feels safe, loving, and lasting. You'll find that the more you honor their comfort, the more affection and connection they'll offer back, willingly, joyfully, and with their whole heart. And hey, if you want to learn even more about what your dog's behaviors mean, check out the videos on your screen now. You'll be amazed by how much they've been trying to tell you. And let us know in the comments. Does your dog like head pats? Or do they shy away? What's their favorite place to be scratched? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and give your dog a scratch from us. See you in the next one.